Well, it's official. Word just came in. The podcast has been picked up for another 70 seasons. So I gotta do these till my ass is gone. I mean, my ass is already kind of gone. Like, I never really had one. I don't really have an ass to speak of. If a speed bump in the road had the general size and shape of my ass, most people wouldn't slow down at all. They wouldn't even see it. Like, have you ever looked at a butt and you're like, that's a butt that would improve road safety? Nobody thinks that when they look at my butt. They can't look at my butt, again, because it's not there. There's this sort of lacuna, this void in the middle of my backside, where reality seems to collapse in on itself. So on to the next segment. What's up? Oh, sorry, that's a multiple choice question. I'll give you your options. Now, your choices are A, not much, Doc. B, the sky. That's funny. Who wrote these? C, a lot, actually. My family was just eaten by a cat. It's a normal-sized cat, so it took years. Could I have stopped it from happening? Absolutely. It was just a normal cat. Do I live with that regret every day? Sure. And D is chicken butt. Alright, so you can lock in your answers. And the correct answer was, of course, chicken butt. We were looking for chicken butt. To those of you who got that correct, just get in contact with me and I'll let you know what you won. Good luck getting in touch with me. I'm impossible to find. I don't want to be located. That's why I just sleep in a tent in a different Dick's Sporting Goods every night. Because Dick's Sporting Goods are legal sanctuaries like churches. You ever go to a Dick's Sporting Goods early in the morning and you see all these baby carriages out front with unwanted babies inside them? And the babies are, it also makes it really hard to sleep in the tent because the babies are, I mean, they don't want to be outside at night. It's really sad. But I put myself through it all so that none of the podcast listeners can ever find me. That's the only reason. I don't care about anybody else. I don't care if other people know where I am. I'll tell the government where I am every single day. I have Department of Homeland Security, I have CIA, I have NSA on speed dial, and every day I just chat them up, I just tell them what I'm doing. I'm just out and about, I'm like getting a coffee, I'm like, do you want anything? And they're like, please stop calling, we already know everything about you. We've triangulated your position and we've recreated your entire body in 3D based off the reflections of Wi-Fi signals in the room you're in. And your lack of ass offends us and it's unpatriotic. And I say that's exactly the effect I was going for, you fascist fucks, and then I hang up. It's weird that the same thing happens every day. I need to shake up my routine, I need to do something different. What they don't tell you about that whole thing, though, is that all the babies that grow up, they have to work at Dick's Sporting Goods for the rest of their lives. Because, you know, Dick, I mean, he'll look after them. There's no question about it, they're in good hands. Or they're in good, like, baseball mitts and catcher's gloves. What are some other sports handwear? Well, they wear gloves when they're playing golf. The pros do. Why do they do that, though? Are they, like, so good they're like, I shall not taint my perfect golf body with the instrument I'm forced to use to carry out my golfly duties. I must remain as pure as possible to become a vessel for golf. I am not playing golf. Golf is playing me. Today's episode is brought to you by, I forget who the sponsor, you gotta be fucking kidding me. This episode brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. If you're not sporting, then you don't have dick. Dick's Sporting Goods. I mean, it's sort of just dawned on me now that, like, it's really kind of ridiculous to be calling people that still. At whatever point in history people began associating that name with a penis, you would think that's, okay, well, there's not going to be any more Richards after this. But no, still today, people have the gall to be named Richard. I would say you're not going to believe this, but frankly, at this point in the podcast, your ability to suspend disbelief should be at the point where you're perfectly willing to accept that Dick The titular Dick. And I'm not going to laugh saying titular Dick. I'm not going to laugh. From Dick's Sporting Goods, he's now on the phone with me. Hello, Mr. What's your last name, Dick?
Full name's Dick Thesaurus.
Say again?
Got an issue?
Look, I didn't even know you were a sponsor until just now.
Well, just in case you fucked up the ad read, which I know you're prone to do, I figured I might as well advocate on behalf of the business that I've spent years perfecting, so that when people see my goods, they think they're good. I mean, otherwise they'd be called bads, right?
I guess so.
At Dick's Sporting Goods, we believe in you. We also believe in sports, but only the good ones.
What are the bad sports?
Well, Blood Ball.
Blood Ball?
Blood Ball.
I've never heard of Blood Ball. What is Blood Ball?
It's exactly what it sounds like, but also somehow the exact opposite.
What does that mean?
If I sold a Blood Ball at Dick's Sporting Goods, I'd go to jail, and then I'd go to hell.
What, in your opinion, is the best sport?
Competitive basketball.
Competitive isn't basketball, by its very design, inherently competitive?
Yeah, that's why I said competitive basketball.
Well, why not just say basketball?
I did. And then I put a word before it. Is that allowed?
Yeah, I guess it's fine. You're just like almost normal. That's what's frustrating. You're almost normal, but then you say something like that.
I'm as normal as they come. Look, I got a kid at home. I got a wife at home. I got a doormat.
Yeah, that's all pretty standard issue.
I gotta get back to it. Don't want to be an absent father. Me and my wife, of course, are competitive parenting to see who's the better parent.
Interesting.
When it comes to parenting, you know, people say you're on the same team as your significant other, not in this case. Parenting is a singles event, and it's about giving your child as much love, compassion, and encouragement as is needed to make them a healthy, happy, and productive member of society. Because that's the only way to crush the competition.
The competition being your wife.
I'm gonna mop the floor with her.
Alright, thank you, Dick. I'm glad you took the time out of a very stupid and confusing life to chat with me. In the spirit of Dick and his sporting, I've been playing a game called Putting Coins in My Pocket that has a hole in it, and forgetting there's a hole in it, so the coins go down my pant leg. There really are no winners. There have been spectators, though. This is true. People have seen me, like, fish coins out of the bottom of my pant leg, like, just walking down the street. And my fear is that people will start to think I'm a human ATM, and the money comes out of me, and there's people, like, swiping their cards, like, in whatever slot they can get their hands on. Some of them get creative, and I'm like, I'm not creating the money. Just white people shit, you know? I don't know, I just say that arbitrarily after saying random things and just see how people react to figure out if it really is a white people thing. Multiple choice question number 2. Which of the following 4 options really are hashtag white people things, and not just a stereotype I made up? A. Feeding pigeons in the park. B. Driving 100 plus miles to see peak foliage. C. Owning a parakeet. Or D. Getting caught in a maze and having to kill a minotaur. Which of those are really hashtag white people things? It was a trick question. Anyone of any race can do any of those things, and they do regularly. You ever seen a brother in a maze? I have. I've also seen a white man do it. I mean, I've seen hundreds of people do it. It's why I made the maze in the first place. It's getting hard to source minotaurs, though, I'll tell you what. With everything going on economically, it's bottom of the barrel. I got minotaurs with only 1 horn instead of 2. I got minotaurs with no horns. One time it wasn't a minotaur at all. It was literally just a Portuguese water dog. Half the time it doesn't even fucking matter because they don't even find the minotaur anyway. I don't even know why I do the maze anymore. One thing I also realized, I just go through strange phases where I'm just into things. The most recent thing is a form of dance that's like they only do in Dagestan, and if you look it up on YouTube, they're always doing it at weddings. They call it like Caucasian dance, and I feel like enjoying something that's called Caucasian, it just feels like I'm like microdosing racism. It's like you just get a little hit of it, you're like, oh, I'm racist for just a second. Okay, no, I'm not. I mean, to be honest, in terms of like ancient tradition, I don't think there's like traditions that are cooler because of the color of anyone's skin. There are a lot of different cultures that have a lot of different rituals. I thought I'd have something more intelligent to say about that, but I guess not, and we just have to deal with it. The next thing that's gonna happen? Multiple choice. A. Slurp Von Lipstick is gonna come out here, he's gonna do time check, and he's gonna tell you what time it is. B. That won't happen. Instead, I'll eat a Sausalito cookie in front of you, and I'll do it in real time, and I won't edit it. C. I will look up the Treaty of Versailles and I will read it to you front to back. Or D. A coronal mass ejection and freak tidal wave will destroy all life on Earth instantly. Now, it looks like a lot of people voted for Slurp on Lipstick coming out to do time check. I regret to inform you guys, that's not what's going to happen next. The correct answer, of course, is B. I'm going to eat a cookie. And I'm just going to take as long as it has to take, and I'm going to pour a little glass of milk, because what's the point of the cookie without the milk? Are you out of your fucking mind if you think I'm going to eat this Sausalito cookie dry? If you think that, you need to touch grass. Okay, we have the cookie is now in play, the milk is in play. Now my plan of attack here is usually I gotta split the cookie in half, because it's going to be a little bit too big to actually fit in a cup of milk. They specifically designed the Sausalito cookie to be just a little bit too big for any normal cup, just because we deserve this for some reason. Alright, so the first half has been dipped in the milk, now I'm going to eat the first half of the cookie. So far, no surprises, everything going as planned. I don't know what would go wrong, but I mean, it's just good to know that we're at the halfway point. Alright, going for another bite. This is actually the bigger half, so this one might be 2 bites. Okay, I've now eaten, I would say, 3/4 of the cookie. There's 25% remaining. And, at this point, I'm kind of cocky. Like, I think I'm gonna get through this experience and it's just gonna be enjoyable. And, oh, what the hell? No, wait! What? Who's that? Okay. It's really hard for me to say this, but what just happened is a freak gust of wind came out of nowhere and blew the cookie out of my hand and onto the floor, where a mouse jumped up in the air, caught it in its mouth, and then ran into a little mouse hole. Like it was like doing it competitively. It was like the leap of an Olympian. Like, I'm mad, but it was also sort of inspiring to watch. Like, if a mouse can do that, I feel like I can do anything. Well, I guess I'm just grateful for the bits of the cookie I got to have. But since I didn't get to fulfill B, I'll just go with A. I'll bring Slurp on Lipstick out. We can do time check. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Slurp on Lipstick. What's up, everybody? What's up? It's me, the host of Time Check, Slurp on Lipstick. The name Slurp, of course, is short for Richard. See, my birth name, my last name used to be Slurp. And the first time somebody called me Dick Slurp, I'm like, that's the first and last time that's ever gonna happen. Thus, Slurp Von Lipstick was born, the name that we all know and love and that rolls right off the tongue, just like me saying the time. Which I'll do in just a second. Can you hold on? Can you relax? Can you take a pause from your fast-paced modern life and just be with me here right now in this moment? How am I getting a call on the timeline? It just started. Hello?
Hey there.
Oh, this is, of course, our eye-in-the-sky traffic chopper man, Chuck Charles.
Hey, whatever you're doing in this moment, and whoever you're with, stop it.
Okay, Thanks.
There is a car going 100 miles per hour right now down Route 4.
Okay.
I didn't tell you who's driving it. Me.
Why are you going 100 miles an hour, man? Slow down.
I'm trying to get to the party store before they close so I can buy balloons.
Why do you need balloons right now?
You know, when I get in a mood, I need balloons.
Yeah, I don't even talk to you when you're in one of your balloon moods. Every time I've been to your house, your wife is like, oh, he's in one of his balloon moods again. I find you in the garage just swatting at balloons frantically like a kitten.
This is something you don't understand about us real men, okay? We have to burn off steam.
Okay, well, I've also heard that every time you accidentally pop a balloon, you start crying.
Yeah, because it scares the fuck out of me.
Well, I hate to tell you, but I think I know the place you're going to, and they're closed.
They said they closed at 11.
Yeah, it's 12:55.
Oh, my clock said 10:55. Damn it!
Wait, I wasn't supposed to do time check yet. Damn it!
Wow, I think this is the only time you've ever done time check, and it actually served a purpose for somebody else.
I'm gonna assume, of course, that you're being sarcastic, but more importantly, you gotta find something else to do besides pop balloons. Like, you gotta find another outlet.
Outlet? That just gave me an idea. My new way of letting off steam can be unplugging every single thing in my house.
Alright, well, drive home safely, get off the phone, stop driving 100 miles an hour. This is insane. I don't think there's any point in doing the traffic check. You never even say where you are, you don't even give the state. And it's not live.
Traffic check isn't about accuracy.
Well, obviously.
It's about the traffic.
Okay, I don't know what that means, but... And I'm Slurp on Lipstick. The logical foundation for the existence of my segment is tenuous, to say the least.
Guess we're two peas in a pod in that way, huh?
Don't try to build camaraderie over this moment. That's not going to work on me. Okay, goodbye, Chuck Charles. Good luck with your life. This has been Time Check, and it's now a new month, and months interest me because they're time as well. They're a unit of time. A month is like a palette of time. If units of time were correlated to physical sizes, I would say a year is like a truckload. An hour, you could fit an hour probably in like a standard just cardboard box. If you knew how to pack them right, you could get 60 minutes in there. A minute, you can have a minute in something like the size of a jewelry box. A second, you can put a second in a thimble. Now, beyond that point, it gets really abstract. But I have more. I have it all worked out. But I don't have time to get into that. I think I have like 3 tablespoons of time left. Yeah, and that's it. I ran out the clock on that. Okay, I've been Slurp on Lipstick. I'll see you next time. Check. Okay, give it up. That was the one and only Slurp on Lipstick doing the one and only time check. There are no counterfeit time checks. There'd be absolutely no reason to do that. It would be like making a copy of a blank piece of paper. There's nothing of value, nothing of use being offered to anyone. There was a crossword clue today that kind of like pissed me off because I'm like, really? Just a really stupid pun that annoyed me. And it was funny bone? ? Implying it's a pun. And the answer was counterfeit bill. And I'm like, funny bone? Oh, bone? Fuck you. Counterfeit bill is a funny bone. Like, if that was a joke you said in real life, you would alienate everyone you've ever known by saying stuff like that to them. They'd show you some money they found that's counterfeit, and you're like, oh, a funny bone. They'd be like, what the hell are you trying to do? Are you trying to start something with me? People who make crossword puzzles are nerds who want their bizarre way of life to become your problem. If you make a crossword, you're like, welcome to my mind puzzle. And you're just doing it, and you're like, what kind of sicko came up with this? But then you're enjoying it. So you're just in it for the love of the crossword, just like all of us. We're all doing the crossword every day, right? It becomes relatable content if I just lie and say that it is. That's how lying works, right? When you lie, it becomes real. If that's not how it works, why is everyone doing it all the time? Must be pretty effective, must be pretty lucrative. This is supported by the fact that people who are rich and powerful like to lie a lot. They're so rich and so dishonest, they'll lie about how rich they actually are. So I think that's the message of the podcast, is you should be just a bad guy and do bad stuff. I don't care. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna try to keep doing the other thing, but if you want to do it. I mean, you do get to be rich, I guess. That's the only part of it that's real. Like, it's real money, I guess. And they can spend it on goods and services. Pretty good. As Richard Thesaurus once brilliantly stated, if the goods weren't good, they'd be called bads. And the gravity of that has finally sunk in for me. Stuff should be good, it shouldn't be bad. So you should be good and not bad. If you want things to be good, then you have to be good. Because you're part of things. Even if everybody else was good and you were bad, everything still wouldn't be good because you're part of everything. And if you'd only choose to be good because everybody else is being good too, then you're tacitly admitting that you're only being bad because everybody else is being bad. You're sheeple and you have to wake up. Wake up, sheeple. That's what I say to my sheeple when I have to wake them up every morning. I'm making sheep people. I gotta send something in there to knock some HP off that Minotaur every now and then. Because everybody who goes in there, it's just, is somewhat overwhelmed by the Minotaur, so you have to kind of weaken him first. The sheep people are willing to do that. I don't know if this is a metaphor for anything. If you would like to interpret it that way, that's fine. But I think I'm literally just talking about creatures attacking other creatures. Just because it's fun to talk about. You know, it's like, who would win in a fight? 100 wasp-sized apes or 10 ape-sized wasps? You know what? I'm gonna remove half of that, and I'm just gonna reduce this down to 100 tiny little ape dudes just hanging out, because it seems really cute. I just want that part of it. The ape-sized wasps, on the other hand, I'm pretty sure that shit is in Revelations. Anyway, the podcast is, it's finally coming to your town. You guys have been asking for it. We're only playing at local libraries, because I lied and said it's a sign language podcast, so we'll make no noise at all. I specifically chose libraries because I think they're suppressing our First Amendment rights. I think I should be able to speak loudly and clearly at any library at any time, and I will be doing that because of America. I will not be going to any libraries where I have overdue books still. I will not be visiting these debt hounds who send me mail every month about my late fees. I had so many late fees, a librarian came to my door and said, "Nice house here. Hate to see something happen to it. You know, if it went up in flames, it would go pretty quickly, on account of the fuckload of books you probably have stashed in there. We got empty shelves because of you." And I said, I'm gonna read them. I need to get around to it. As soon as I'm done going to the library every day and taking out more books. That's keeping me really busy. That's eating into most of my time. And the librarian said, well, that's fucking stupid. And then she lit my house on fire. And it burned down. So that's a true story, and not one I just made up on the spot as a way to end the podcast. I would never deceive you like that. So the lesson is, kids, unless you want to play with fire, say no to books. Alright, well, I gotta go feed the Minotaur, and that's not a euphemism for anything. Alright, see you later.